Peace, family. I decided to do a little bit of an impromptu live. There's a lot of topics and things that I'm gonna be discussing today, and I ain't really gonna waste no time. I'm gonna get right into it. That United Healthcare CEO assassin. I'm seeing lately in the news media and people online in general just trying to glorify this guy, make him out to be some kind of hero or some damn sort of martyr that is gonna get laws and things changed and insurance healthcare industry, because they're saying now that a lot of insurance companies are looking at insurance reform, this, that, and the other. Because I don't know if any of the family has heard, but evidently they're saying that the bullets that the assassin used on that United Healthcare CEO, they had engraved on them denied claim or something of that nature. And they're trying to say now that, it's sparking people on the internet, to, kind of agree with this man. And, they're looking at it saying, well, I was denied health care, this, that, and the other. And just because you're denied health care, and things like that, that's not, justification to go out here and kill a person, and if we, endorse and co-sign things like this kind of stuff will be normal protocol. It's supposed to be things based off of justice. We live in America. It's supposed to be law and order, but we know that the law and order, the so-called law and order that we supposed to have here in America really don't apply to Black people. It don't apply to us at all. But there's supposed to be a thing called law and order. So if we co-sign and endorse this guy, just being killed like that, like how they're trying to prop him up in the dominant white society, because I'm seeing a lot of white people trying to, lift and prop this guy up to be some sort of damn hero, revolutionary, or martyr. He's none of that. You know what I mean? This guy's nothing but a killer, nothing more, nothing less. And the funny, slick gameplay they tried to run in the news media was that, he was initially, the news reports put it out that this guy was light-skinned. And, they tried to pawn him off on us, the Black community, when they knew good and well this was a damn white guy. And they do this all the time, try to, attach negative stigmas to us Black people. Because I don't know if any of the family remembers, but down there in Georgia, there was a school shooting not too long ago. And our young brother Mason Shermerhorn was a victim of that. He ended up losing his life too due to that. And they tried to, put him out initially that he was the culprit, dirty sons of bitches, if you ask me. They just do things, and they know what they're doing. They try to attach these negative stigmas and things like that to Black society. And I don't respect it, nor do I rock with it. But, getting back to that United Healthcare CEO, I'm seeing on social media that a lot of people are trying to, co-sign, endorse him, to be some sort of hero and a revolutionary and things of that nature, when he's none of that. And I want to say that, a lot of people from the dominant white society, but not all, but a good bit of people from the dominant white society, they not used to having no kind of setbacks or, they're not used to facing no L's, taking no losses and things like that. And, just having to, they're not used to facing things that are letdowns and things of that nature, because us as foundational Black Americans, we face letdowns, being denied healthcare claims, this, that, and the other. Hell, we're even denied jobs based off of race when we go to jobs. They don't tell us that, but a lot of times us Black people will go into jobs, we'll be morally overqualified for that job, and they'll take and do some little slick, slide, underhanded thing and give that job to a white person. But they don't tell us, that is done based off of race. But in all actuality, we're even denied jobs based off of race. But nothing goes off in our head to go out here and kill and unalive somebody based off of that, because we know how to keep our head up and our chest out, and just take things, and keep stride, and we don't let stuff break us. People from the dominant white society, whenever they hit with adversity, for the most part, they let it break them, just the case with this United Healthcare CEO assassin, because if he was denied a claim, that still ain't no damn ground to go out here and, unalive somebody, while I ain't, putting a cape on for this United Healthcare CEO neither. But it's a way in which to go about doing things, if you want something changed, because I do believe that there needs to be some sort of change and things of that nature with this healthcare reform. But it's still something. We live in a land that's supposed to have law and order. And if you go co-sign this, you'll co-sign people just going out here and doing things willy-nilly and getting away with it. So I don't co-sign this damn United Healthcare assassin. And I got the audio and the video of people basically from the dominant white society trying to co-sign this damn degenerate. And we're gonna walk through and talk about it how we normally do. But for the most part, people from the dominant white society, they don't know how to face no shortcomings and adversity. And on my channel, I got to keep just and balanced scales and be able to objectively look at things, and I can't co-sign this United Healthcare CEO being gunned down like that. That wasn't right. And that was done, just off of this guy having some letdown from what I hear of being denied a claim. And we as Black people are denied claims all day, every day through the insurance company. But we as Black people don't let adversity break us like people from the dominant white society do. Because you'll have another thing I forgot to mention. You'll have a person from the dominant white society that might be working on a job and they're let go of a job, and instead of, just being let go and, hell, I'll go find another job, this, that, and the other. They take that letdown and setback as, a way they'll go grab a damn gun up. They'll go grab a 9mm up and come back in there and shoot everybody in that damn job, all because, they got fired. And, this just isn't right. And, we got to have balance to things, and us as foundational Black Americans, for the most part, we got justice and balance inside of us, and we want to see justice be served. And this right here, I can't co-sign or endorse this. And a lot of people from the dominant white society are just trying to make this guy to be some sort of damn martyr. But we're going to talk about it. I'm going to show y'all this video. It's kind of disturbing too, if you ask me. Hold on just a second. Fair use, fair use.
United Healthcare was murdered on Wednesday here on the streets of New York, but some of us have been really surprised by the reaction online. Many have shared their very deep frustration with the health insurance industry.
I have never seen Americans so united on something as I have over the last 24 hours in the comment sections on these news articles about the United Healthcare CEO.
If you think that I didn't need
people from the dominant white society might be united for that, senseless killing of that damn CEO. But we as foundational Black Americans, we don't co-sign this because we know it got to be balance and justice of things. For the most part, that's embedded in all of us foundational Black Americans. But let's continue.
Anesthesia to have surgery. You're insane. I'm having a hard time being empathetic to the situation.
See what I'm saying,
whatsoever,
family?
because this is a $1 billion company, okay, that denies access to people every single day.
And we're fighting with the insurance company over her dialysis to keep her alive.
Having said that, I think that there was something really instructive.
Tons of Black people are denied health care claims, but we don't sit up and validate the senseless murder of somebody getting murdered. You know what I mean? We can't co-sign this because this will be normal protocol, and things like that just shouldn't be co-signed. It ain't the right thing to do.
Seeing how almost gleeful people are about this horrible event. And the truth of the matter is what it tells me is something that we all already know, that Americans have just had it. We have had it. She speaks for a lot of people there, but this really isn't.
Yeah, things is high in the economy, but it's still not justification to go out here and harm and murder people. And another thing I forgot to mention about this whole United Healthcare CEO assassin is that they still didn't find this damn degenerate. Now, let it have been a Black person, that unalived this CEO, he would have been gunned down right there on the scene. Police would have shot him up with 1,000,000 bullets. He wouldn't even have made it off the damn scene. And how the hell didn't they find this damn degenerate? That's very telling right there because, he was white, if you ask me, because if it was for sure hell a Black person, he wouldn't even have made it off that scene, and they still can't find him after all this time. It's been damn near a week and they still can't find this man. But let's continue. Something else I wanted to talk about, family, was there's a food desert out there in Baltimore, Maryland. You know what I mean? They say residents of a community have been asking for, a grocery store in the community since like 2014 or something like that. And, all that's in that community is like liquor stores, fast food spots, gas stations, this, that, and the other. And that's done by design. They purposely keep the resources out of the Black community, because 9 times out of 10, when you look around in the Black community, all you find is a liquor store, a fast food spot. And this is done by design, to have us eating poor food, get you hooked on alcohol, things like that, because certain people that ain't got that willpower, they have a bad day. The first thing they go and do is run to that liquor store, find their relief in the bottle. And people from the dominant white society, they know that. That's why they strategically implement things into the Black community. The Black community was set up to be that way in the so-called ghetto. You know what I mean? The so-called ghetto was set up by white supremacy. They always want to say and point the hand at, well, it's a lot of crime in the Black community, but I don't like to just look at the little fish on the scale. I kind of correlate this to, when people are always looking at the little drug dealer, but who's bringing the drugs in? Who's supplying that little drug dealer on the corner? I like to look at the effects that create these kinds of things, not just the little things. While they're significant, but we got to look at the whole picture. There's elements that create that so-called ghetto. But I'm gonna walk through and talk about this with the family. Let me pull this video up of this food desert out there in Baltimore, Maryland. Just a second. Here we go.
Eating out of cans, eating out of corner stores.
It's almost like every other corner is a liquor store.
On this stretch of Monroe Street.
I don't know if you caught that, but the brother said it's almost on every corner that there's a damn liquor store. And that's done by design when you see things like that, family. That ain't just that just ain't no coincidence that there's a liquor store on every corner in the so-called hood. Who put it there? That's the things, we got to look at the things that create these type of elements.
Liquor stores and convenience stores are on most every corner. But the nearest grocery store is a healthy drive away.
All these people have no cars. They have low income. We could not envision that you would not immediately put a food market back there.
Doc Cheatham remembers the day when
they said them people have no cars, so they know they can't get to a damn grocery store, so they stuck to eat that poorly processed food with all those GMOs in it, high fructose corn syrup, and all of that plays an effect. You know what I mean? Because you just can't eat poorly and then, expect to have a long, fulfilled, healthy life, and they know this. This is why they do things like that. And I wish if I had it like that, I would go and, place a grocery store inside of that community, the Black community, because that's my people, you know what I mean? And we got to start getting to where as though we providing opportunities and resources for our own. So if I had it like that, I would for sure as hell go down there to Baltimore, Maryland, and put it in this community. I think it's in West Baltimore, they say, a community of West Baltimore, but let's continue.
local Stop Shop and Save closed its doors for good.
And that was July of 2014. It's been 10 years.
He spent the past decade.
So this community ain't had a damn grocery store since July 2014. Insane.
Calling on elected leaders to help bring another food market back to the community. But for 10 years now, this community has remained a desert.
There are no elected officials, whether they federal, city, or state, that lives in the food desert. None of them. None of them. All the city council people, none of them live in the food desert. Federal, none of them. None of them live. So they don't understand the plight that you have not having a food market.
They can't get fresh stuff and eating out of cans, eating out of corner stores.
It's almost like every other corner.
Yeah, that's sad, family. You know, and then the damn elected officials, they say they keep on complaining to them, but they don't give a damn. They turn a blind eye to it. Yeah, but yeah, I just wish those brothers and sisters down there in Baltimore, Maryland, you know, West Baltimore, I hope something is put there quick, fast, and in a hurry, because they for sure as hell need it, because you can't just have grocery stores and liquor stores on every corner. You know, that's how the community get a lot of health problems. You know what I mean? Like that. And especially we as Black people, we got to watch the things that we consume. You know what I mean? Because this kind of stuff, just eating out of stores and all that overly processed food, we'll see the repercussions and effects from that later on down the line. You know what I mean? But let's continue. Another thing I wanted to talk about was, and let's get to this young. I came across a video of this young sister, 13 years old to be exact. She was out there prostituting, this, that, and the other. But she actually told her story on how she ended up getting out there on the streets. And we're going to walk through and talk about it. And her mom is a poor excuse for a mom, because I got the video of that too, of her mom. She was on Tubi on that show with Diddy on Tubi, you know, and she said, I guess she was saying that, you know, she had something happen. She was at one of these Diddy parties, and this, that, and the other. She may have said that I'm not 100% on this, but she may have said that something happened to her at one of these Diddy parties, this, that, and the other. And this is a sorry excuse for a mom, if you ask me, because we're going to break down how she's talking and, how she views the world. You know what I mean? And she for sure as hell don't give a damn about her daughter, if you ask me, because any good respected parent would try to set a positive example, especially for their young ones. But let me pull this up, family. Sad. 13-year-old girl out there prostituting. She should be in school, and the mom should be making sure, she's going to school and, just being a kid. And it lets you know the mindset and the psyche of some of these individuals out here that will buy a 13-year-old prostitute. Insane. Here we go, family.
Selling your pussy just to give it to a nigga, that doesn't sit right with me.
13 years old.
You're standing outside for nothing.
Fair use, fair
Even
use.
though it's bad to stand outside, you're still standing outside for something. Because at the end of the night, you're gonna have money in your hand. You feel me? And you're not giving it to nobody. You're spending it on yourself. And I need money, so nobody out here really helping me. They help me when they feel like it, or when I'm giving them something. And I don't give people nothing if they're not giving me nothing. So I guess we just.
See, this young girl should be home, and she shouldn't even have to worry about money. She should be protected. All her basic necessities and essentials in life should be met by her parents. This is the job of the parents. She shouldn't feel she has to go out there and obtain anything. She should be looked after and protected. But let's continue.
Not gonna be helping each other. I just need shelter,
Yeah, but you've been working some of the streets as a prostitute? How long has that been going on?
Since May.
Since May?
Yeah.
13 years old working the streets as a prostitute. Crazy.
At 13.
I used to be around these girls from Front Street, and they had this. The girl that they was with wasn't from their hood, but she texted me at 3 o'clock in the morning and was like, "What you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing." Laying down. I'm like, "What you doing?"
And this is also a teaching lesson, because she got kind of introduced to this by one of her friends. This is kind of also a teaching lesson to the family that, you got to monitor and be mindful of the company that your young kids keep, because, bad company could also corrupt good character. And let's continue.
And she like, "I'm out trapping." And I'm like, "Trapping?" She sent the picture, and I'm like, "You do that now?" And she like, "Yeah, it's fast money. You should do it with me." So, the next day, I texted her like, "Can you come get me? My mama acting weird." My mama was acting weird. She was threatening me to kick me out, break my phone, all this. I'm like, "Can you come get me?" So she was like, "Yeah." I told my mom, I'm like, "I'm about to go do a TikTok downstairs," and she was like, "Okay." And I'm like, "Can I do a TikTok in your car?" She gave me the keys. I put the keys next to the door, and I ran away. I went and I got in the car, and she was with this nigga. He had tattoos all over his face. He was playing music. He was like a gangbanger. He was a gangbanger. He was a pimp, and I didn't even know that he was a pimp. They used to tell me "Oh, your mom is getting money from dudes," and I'm like, maybe they're just friends, but so sometimes I think she's a prostitute, but sometimes I think no, she's not, because she has 3 babies to worry about at home. You feel me? Yeah. I can't do pimps.
That's hard to believe at 13 years old.
Yes, I know, but what I've experienced.
At 13 years old, all this young sister should be worried about is school, focusing on her curriculum, and trying to be, coming home and doing chores, this, that, or the other, being around the house. She shouldn't be even worried about prostitution. And, and for her to be prostituting, at 13 years old, this suggests that, this is a learned behavior from the parent, because she's so young that, she's like a sponge absorbing stuff. And wait till you see the mom, this is very, this is how she got that way, sadly, because the mom ain't setting no damn good example. And, the mom shouldn't even be having no kids. If you ask me, they should take this mom's kids, if, truth be told. But let's continue.
I can't do a pin. I just dated a guy last night. He told me, I said I'm 16. He said, "Please tell me that you're younger than that." And I said,
she said she just dated a guy, and last night, and she's only 13, and this damn degenerate weirdo said, "Please tell me you're younger than that." So that speaks to the mind and the aspects of people that's going around picking up prostitutes. He wanted her to be younger than 13. This is a damn sicko and a wacko, if you ask me. And we got these kinds of people in the community, family. But let's continue.
Why? He said, just tell me that you're younger than that. And I said, no, I'm 16. And he said, just please tell me. Like, it's weird guys like that. He asked me if I had any friends 10 to 14.
Yeah, that guy don't even deserve to be walking around on earth, if you get my drift. With that kind of mind and the psyche, ain't no telling what a guy like that has done, and has never got called for, especially to the young ones, the innocent. He could have done any damn thing. He wanted her to be younger. That's very telling.
Yeah, like, it's weirdos out here telling your pussy.
Yeah, but let me show you the mom, family. Now, this is the mom. So this is where she got her mindset from. It's very telling, you know what I mean? This ain't no damn mom, if you ask me. Here she go.
I can't hold your hand.
Fair use, fair
I can't.
use.
My mom
This is
did
that
a whole
13-year-old
man.
prostitute's mom.
And if she would have stressed out the whole time I was running away, my mom, she would have.
I don't even like calling her a prostitute. You know what I mean? But I gotta, I'm putting out the video, so I gotta, say what it is, but it just don't even sit right with me to use that kind of, language to a 13-year-old girl. It's very saddening to see that young sister out there like that. You know what I mean? And I'm wondering why she wouldn't even have no family members, that would, take her in and, look out for her and get her off in them streets, because somebody need to get her off in them streets, because she's way too young. She's ruining her life, if you ask me, before it even got the chance to grow and flourish.
I had no real estate license, and everything went bad for her. When I left, her husband left. She got a divorce. She found out he was cheating. He had a baby on her. All of this crazy stuff, right? And that wasn't, my mom's stilo. Like, she's like a baddie too. So it's kind of like embarrassing. Like, my husband is doing this to me and my daughter. It kind of reminds me of me. So I'm like, okay, I learned from my mom already. So I tell my...
See, she said she learned from her mom. So, if nobody breaks the cycle of this, mindset, it's just going to keep on getting passed on the other generation. Now, when our 13-year-old sister, who's unfortunately out there having to prostitute herself, when she has a kid, then the mindset is going to be embedded in that kid. Then the cycle never stops itself. Somebody got to break the chains of that cycle. But let's continue.
Baby, it's not like I don't care, but mama got to keep it pushing. And I'm going to be right here, but I'm not going to take you as serious. So depending on what decisions you're making, you better watch it. And, she don't like that. That's why she haven't came back yet.
This woman seems like she don't give a damn about her daughter. She should be trying to, instead of saying, trying to write it off, well, oh, this happened to me, and, you got to grow up, this, that, or the other. She should be trying to get her daughter out of prostituting at 13 years old. This kind of, the chains, so the chains could stop. The cycle could stop of this stuff.
Exactly why. She wants me to say, okay, you can go prostituting and come back on home, baby. Why are you being weird to me? Talking about I'm a weirdo, but whatever. I'm not a kid, y'all. I just look young, but I am still young. Got me fucked up. This is 35 years of hard work.
Chaos.
No, really. Instagram, all the girls who don't live in LA, they have like a soft life. Everything is all, the minute you see, you could tell when a girl fast, bags under your eyes. Motherfucker smoked out. I can't hold you.
Yeah, this woman seems like, she don't give a damn about her daughter. She more in the optics of things, how she's seen and perceived, and she just out to do her, and these kinds of individuals shouldn't even have kids, truth be told, if you ask me. And, I wouldn't even want a woman like this, truth be told. I don't give a damn how good they look. If you ain't taking care of your kids, that speaks to the mindset of you as a person. You know what I mean? And, you ain't got a good mindset on you and a good head on your shoulders. And another thing that puts me in mind too is, I want to send a message out there to my sisters. I love my sisters, but sometimes I see a lot of sisters here on this internet, being so revealing and just, on the internet, twerking, this, that, and the other. Leave something to the mind, sisters. A good brother don't want that. A good brother wants something that, is left up to the imagination. You know what I mean? He don't want to see his woman even out there, being portrayed in that kind of way. You don't want other men viewing his woman in that kind of way, in that kind of light. So leave something up to the mind, because you might get a brother to lay down with you, but in all actuality, that brother ain't taking you seriously. If you want somebody that's, going to be there for the long haul and, want to build with you, they want something left to the imagination. But getting back to that mother, she ain't a good mother, and she don't deserve to, even be called a mother. If you ask me, she should be worried about getting her 13-year-old daughter off the streets, and things of that nature. But let's continue. What else did I want to talk about? Yeah, family, they got a Black-owned Pop-Tart company, and it's called Ghetto Gastro or something like that. Ghetto Gastro, I believe the name is, and it's supposed to be a alternative to the Pop-Tarts, that we have out here, and it's a plant-based. It's plant-based, so it's supposed to be a healthier alternative, and it's Black-owned. Now, I don't know if these dudes are FBA, because truth be told, I think they're Caribbean, but I'll still support it because it's a small business, and I like supporting small businesses, and it's a healthier alternative. It's called Ghetto Gastro, and it's a healthy Pop-Tart brand, and it's plant-based, and they got some of the flavors they got is like sweet potatoes, brown sugar, and I think they got a strawberry flavor. Now this Ghetto Gastros, it's up in Target, so they got national branding now, so it's up in Target. I'm gonna go cop me some of these Ghetto Gastros, truth be told, because I love to support small businesses, especially Black-owned businesses. Now they say that this business is three friends out of the Bronx, but I don't think they FBA, but I'm still going to support it. You know what I mean? And but let's continue. What else did I want to talk about? Yeah, has anyone heard this damn degenerate Andrew Schultz his comments towards Kendrick Lamar? Now, from what I gather, what happened between while he was, what all happened with this was, I guess Kendrick Lamar said no white comedian can make any jokes about sisters, Black women. So this damn degenerate, Andrew Schultz said, why is it that we can't make jokes about Black women, but you talk about, I guess in one of Kendrick's songs, he must have said about hurting coons, this, that, and the other. Because in all actuality, the coon is on the team of the white supremacists, because we know and understand, those of us with a Black mind, that just because people appear to be to look like us, they might not actually be for us, and that's how, we could want to, do away with the coon class, because the coon class and the tether class is what's undermining and hurting us as foundational Black Americans. So we understand that, unlike you, Andrew Schultz, because you ain't a part of the culture, so you couldn't relate. And something very disturbing that Andrew Schultz said was, he said that he want to, have sex with, he would have sex or something like that with Kendrick Lamar. He talking about buck breaking the brother. And I don't respect that, but I got the audio and the video of it, and we're going to walk through and talk about it, family. Let me pull it up. Just a second. I got to go over here to Twitter X, because they got the raw videos. A lot of people, they don't put up these raw videos. You go to YouTube and it's a lot of censorship. So is TikTok.
Technically speaking,
here we go.
This is the exact
fair
line,
use, fair
okay?
use.
Don't let no white comedian talk about no Black woman. That's law. Now, technically speaking,
No, that's not it. I'm sorry, family. Here it is.
I'm not a tough guy, y'all, but just Kendrick, I would make love to him. Nothing he can do about it. Just
And what wasn't said there is, he said actually that, he couldn't take, he said, minus Kendrick having the Pyru ties and, the affiliation to Bloods, they would probably get him. He said, this Andrew Schultz, he don't want to mess with that, but he said just Kendrick, he would do the unthinkable with him. I'm gonna rewind that so y'all can hear it.
They'll shoot, they'll do whatever. I'm not a tough guy, y'all, but just Kendrick, I would make love to him. Nothing he can do about it.
That's crazy right there, family. But this all goes back to white supremacist ideology, because in white supremacist culture, they view homosexuality as a good thing, man on man, that's accepted, and unfortunately, essaying people in, white supremacist society, that's accepted and that's looked at as a good thing, they welcome that in their culture. But let's continue. And I'm saying I'm not talking about white people as a whole. I'm talking about white supremacist society and culture, you know, because I don't like to dump stigmas on and paint everybody with the same paintbrush, you know. I like to, you know, weed out certain things. I don't like to throw everybody in the category with stuff.
Just Kendrick Lamar, I would make love to him, and the only thing that he could do is decide if it's consensual or not. That's the only thing he could do. If it's me and Kendrick, this is about physics. It's about physics. I don't even know.
Then you got all look like tethers up there, and you got a suspected coon up there laughing and co-signing and endorsing this. You know, this is white supremacist talk right here coming from this Andrew Schultz. And he's a suspected white supremacist, if you ask me. But let's continue.
Get hard. But if we're in a cell, there's a chance that if we're in a cell and we're bored and we done tattooing each other, whatever you do in the cell, and we ran out of board games and we did all the other things, we cleaned everything, and I'm like, man, I might as well fuck you.
Crazy.
There's nothing he could.
They laughing at this stuff like it's something to be laughed at. I don't even find this stuff funny. You know, white supremacists got a different sense of humor. You know, they laugh at the more gross and grotesque the joke, the more funny that they find this stuff out to be. You know, the more funny they take it, the more laughable it is to people in white supremacist society.
Physically do to stop that? Besides put his legs in the air and choose a position. Maybe I let him choose a position. Why are you putting this picture on Mark? Why are you doing this? Put up that picture of him and Travis Kelce's girl. Look at that shit. Oh my God, dude, that's unbelievable. Yo, I'll be honest. I would go so far as to say I don't think he could stop most people on the planet.
And I think brother Kendrick Lamar will whoop the hell out of this Andrew Schultz. He looked frail. And a lot of white supremacists, they don't stand on no business. They ain't about fighting. This is why they only attack when they got the numbers in their favor. You know, people of white supremacist society, you know, and things like that, they cowardice, you know, and punctified. They don't know how to bust a grape in a fruit fight. So I believe brother Kendrick would, you know, beat the hell out of this dude. You know, this dude is just rambling.
From having sex with him. Like, the only reason he got security is to stop people from having sex with him whenever he wants. Now, don't get me wrong, there's people who can fuck me against my will. I was in an
And to be talking about stuff like this, you know, he should be canceled for even, you know, making a claim about talking about taking sex from a man. You know, he's sitting up there talking about rape, and these guys are sitting up there high and keying. You know, this is, you know, very serious topics he's throwing around, you know, and people laughing and playing with it.
Once with this drag queen, and this motherfucker was like 6'5". Oh, yeah. And we're in the elevator, and we're going down. I'm like, yo, if he wanted to take it, I gotta cause a ruckus or something like that. Like, I gotta have my pants. I gotta do something. I know with Kendrick that he's talking a lot of shit, but if it came down to it, I could put him on my lap. I could feed him a bottle. I could put him on my lap. I could feed him a bottle and make love to him if I wanted to. There's nothing he could do about it. I might not be hard.
That's not even nothing to be laughing about. I think that shit is sick. You know, I wouldn't be up there laughing. You know what I mean? As soon as he would have started talking like that, you know, the interview or whatever would have been done. I would have walked off. He would have had to get the hell out of my studio or wherever this was taking place at. You know, it ain't nothing to be laughed about if you ask me. And he should be canceled, you know, for making these kinds of jokes and things like that. But in all actuality, they won't do it. They won't cancel him because he's a part of the dominant white society. And, you know, he's a suspected white supremacist, if you ask me. But something else I wanted to add on to when I was talking about, you know, why he initially addressed Kendrick Lamar, being about Kendrick Lamar said no white comedians can make no jokes about black women and sisters, you know, and I stand with brother Kendrick Lamar on that, you know, and I'll take it a step further, even saying, you know, black people, we got to stop playing around with certain things, you know, when it comes to us and, you know, our struggles and hardships, slavery, this, that, or the other, because when we play around with it, it lets other people feel that they got a path to do so, in which they don't. So we got to start taking things more seriously when it comes to our people. But with the white comedians making jokes about black women, this is a no-no. And a lot of white comedians, they'll write it off as just being a joke when they say something denigrating to black people or black women, but in all actuality, they mean what they say, but they just put it off as a joke for it to be accepted, you know what I mean? And because they know if they don't, put it under the guise of being a joke, that they would get shunned, and canceled and things like that, especially in the climate now we in. So they try to write it off as a joke, but they don't be joking, these white comedians, when they sit up there and denigrate black women and denigrate black people. This is why I don't play around with that, and I don't be laughing and stuff when white supremacists are sitting up there making these jokes and putting these allegations out there, because Andrew Schultz, he's serious about that, buck breaking brother Kendrick Lamar. He ain't playing around with talking about, essaying him and, putting his legs up in the air, this, that, or the other, because these are things here really do, because in white supremacist society, this kind of thing is accepted and endorsed. But let's continue.
Dick might just slap soft against his butt. I could be romantic with him, and there's nothing he could do about it. To the point, like, I think I'm so charming, he would just fall
about being romantic. Listen.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I think he would just be so charmed. He would be like, "Damn, like, whap, whap, whap. Let me suck it up." You want to talk about another album called "Damn"? Sit down. Reincarnated. Ask how penetrated. Listen, but in all seriousness, we love Kendrick Lamar, our woke king, and I think we're gonna do our best to abide by him.
See how he's saying our woke king, and when they talk about that woke stuff, a war being on woke, when they speak that woke stuff and the war being on woke, family, we got to be mindful of this, because when they talk this, they really speaking about a war on black people. You know what I mean? Because they totally flipped and remixed what the word woke was. In all actuality, we meant the word woke to be consciousness aware, have a black mind to things that's going on around you, to be, alert to what's going on. And that, now they just took it, white supremacist society just took it, flipped it and remixed it. And a lot of times when they throw out there being a war on woke, this is a code word for a war on black people, rather. But let's continue.
I don't know what his rules are about, like, me having sex with him if we're in a room together.
He's still talking about it.
I don't think he would want that. We don't know.
Yeah, he's going a little too hard with that. In all actuality, he would have sex with Kendrick Lamar, because this is white supremacists' thought and ideology. They get down like this. This is accepted, and it's it's looked at as a good thing in white supremacist society. Even as saying somebody, I don't want to, get too explicit, because the YouTube algorithm will try to suppress the video. But white supremacist society, it's a degenerate society and culture, and this Andrew Schultz is nothing good. And for him to be making these so-called jokes, they ain't even jokes, and that ain't even funny if you ask me. But you got coons look like sitting up there in tethers, laughing, co-signing and endorsing it, hi and kikiing. Yeah, but he could miss me with that. But I want to touch on something else, family. Has anybody seen, I believe it's up there in Minnesota, they offering $1,000 per migrant. They trying to clean up and get migrants out. So, they saying they got $1,000. Like, if you turn, basically how that old Crime Stoppers used to be, you see a crime in the community, you call in and report it, you get money. This is what they trying to say that they want to start doing out there in Missouri with the migrants, to get the migrants out of the community, and you get $1,000 for doing so, and I think it's a good thing. Shit, we got way too many illegal, undocumented immigrants in here. They running around doing this, that, and the other. And a lot of people, a lot of left-leaning media, the Democrats, they trying to, say that this is bad, you can't do this, that, and the other. They got a problem with it. But in all actuality, mass immigration, migrants, this, that, and the other, hurts foundational Black Americans. That's why, that's the one thing I do stand with the Republicans on and Donald Trump on, is getting all this damn mass immigration up out of the country. So I got the audio and the video of it, and we're going to walk through and talk about this. I don't know what the governor's name is up there in Missouri, but a lot of people don't stand with him, mainly left-leaning people. The Democrats, they saying this is a bad thing. And it would be a bad thing to them, because they tried to bring all this. They're the ones in all actuality that brought all the damn mass immigration into the country to begin with. And I think it was done personally for them to try to undermine foundational Black Americans' claim to reparations. Here we go. Let me get a swig of this water real quick.
To finally empower.
What's this guy's name? David Gregory. I guess he's the governor of Missouri, if I'm correct. His name is David Gregory, though.
Arrest illegal immigrants.
And he's Republican.
Hey, Missouri, are you ready?
Fair
We're
use,
about
fair
to be
use.
a national leader in combating illegal immigration. Talk about making national headlines. Senate Bill 72 will finally empower our police and our communities to protect themselves. This bill will make it a felony to be here in this state illegally. This bill will finally...
I like it. I don't got no resistance at all to this. Get them out of here, you know, because they're coming in here. They're upsetting the natural balance and order to things here in America. You know, they're taking resources from foundational Black Americans. We got foundational Black Americans out here hungry, starving, homelessness. And, you know, they're coming over here from all these other countries, getting our resources, our tax dollars. I don't support it, nor do I rock with it. And I got a friend that works down there in my local welfare office in the state I'm in. You know, she works down at the local welfare office, and she told me herself that all these illegal, I mean, not illegal, but all these immigrants come in here and they giving legs up. You know, they giving a card. They might even be illegal. You know, who knows? But the immigrants coming into the country, they get cards with thousands of dollars on it. They get EBT cards with thousands of dollars on it, $1,000 worth of food stamps, this, that, and the other, and they just giving the red carpet treatment, you know, and that's foundational Black Americans. We're being undermined left and right. And, you know, they'll do everything under the sun to avoid giving us our reparations, which is old, but they'll roll out the red carpet treatment for these damn illegal undocumented immigrants. And I don't respect it, nor do I rock with it. I'm about sick of all these damn immigrants, truth be told, because everywhere you turn, when you walk outside the door, you see nothing but immigrants, you know, running around. And I'm hearing the narrative of, you know, y'all can't do this, that, and the other. You know, if people start calling illegal undocumented immigrants in and reporting them, you know, to get that $1,000, you know, that they're offering for the migrants. You turn in a immigrant up there in Missouri, a migrant, you know, they're offering you $1,000. So, you know, they're saying that if this goes into effect, then what that would do is, you know, they'll start grabbing up foundational Black Americans and deporting us, and they can't deport us, damn foundational Black Americans. Where could they deport us to? And, you know, contrary to what people, with the narrative that they want to push, people know that we ain't no damn immigrants. They know who are foundational Black Americans, just like, you know, we know that who are, you know, not of our lineage. People know that, you know, who foundational Black Americans is. And, you know, we know that, you know, in all actuality, that these people ain't us. Even if they Black, you know, we know that these illegal undocumented immigrants, we know that they're not like us. So, you know, this don't pertain to foundational Black Americans. Everything they want to do, they want to try to drag us into it, you know, and put it off on us that we'll be affected by this. We ain't got nothing to be worried about, nothing to be in fear of. This won't affect foundational Black Americans because, you know, if they would try to grab us up, we got IDs proving who we are. You know what I mean? And they know who we are, just like we know that people aren't of our lineage. We can spot a Black person from Jamaica, Haiti, Africa. We know where they're from, you know, just like people know where we're from. But let's continue.
Allow our police officers to arrest illegal immigrants, and it'll allow our Department of
They said police officers will have the ability to arrest illegal undocumented immigrants.
Public Safety to investigate, to determine if someone's illegal, and dispatch licensed bounty hunters to effect those arrests. Once convicted, illegal immigrants will no longer have access to public benefits paid for by our tax dollars. And
see, I don't got no pushback to this at all. You know, they won't be getting benefits no more, this, that, or the other. I'm in favor of this.
much like Crime Stoppers and other federal hotlines, if you submit an anonymous tip that leads to the arrest of an illegal immigrant, you'll be rewarded $1,000. The voters have spoken.
You know how many people going to do this? If this does go through and they're giving $1,000 to turn in immigrants, I know people going to be doing this left and right, you know, to get that reward down there in Missouri. But a lot of people, you know, Democrat-leaning people, they're giving pushback and resistance to it and saying, you know, you can't do this. It's inhumane. It's not lawful, this, that, and the other.
It's time to get serious about illegal immigration. President Trump, Missouri will have dangerous illegal immigrants gift-wrapped and ready for deportation.
Damn.
Many more updates coming right here on X at David Gregory Mo.
Damn, he said he will have them wrapped up like a president waiting on Donald Trump. That's insane. You know what I mean? It's crazy, but On the flip side to that, we got to get all this mass immigration up out of the country. It's undermining the interests of American people. And that's, truth be told, that was the driving factor why Trump got into office in all actuality, because people were sick of the mass immigration thing. I didn't vote because I don't rock with either party. I think neither party had a black agenda for foundational black Americans, and neither party was willing to meet our demands on reparations. So I sat it out. But truth be told, that's why Donald Trump got into office, because a lot of people were just sick of mass immigration. You know what I mean? And that's what the left was pushing, flooding us out with all this damn mass immigration. But let's continue. I want to talk about this no-good white supremacist Daniel Penny. He's been acquitted of manslaughter charges, and we knew this was going to happen, but because he's a white supremacist, and in white supremacist society, when you harm an innocent unarmed black person, that's looked at as a good thing. That's looked at as a bonus. You get a pat on the back, and they said that he had nothing but a white jury. So what could you expect to happen but him getting acquitted? Now they say he might, a lesser charge, this side or the other, but miss me with that, because manslaughter was a less of a charge. If you ask me, that damn degenerate Daniel Penny choked out our brother Jordan Neely, and he should have got first degree, if you ask me, along with the collaborators that held him down, because I ain't going to forget them collaborators neither, because from what I gathered, it was mostly tethers holding him down, non-FBA cats holding him down, and trying to subdue him. And in all actuality, our brother he was on the autism spectrum, and he was only hungry and cold. He might have been shouting, but he was shouting in all actuality because he was probably tired and hungry and cold. You know what I mean? And that still ain't no excuse to, choke our brother out like that. So I didn't like it, and a lot of people were filming it, and just standing around doing nothing. I wish I would have been there, and he would have, choked our brother like that. While he was on the ground trying to choke him out, I would have stomped the shit out of his head. I would have kicked his head like it was a field goal, doing that to our brother. I don't respect that, nor do I rock with it. And, them cowardly tethers that held him down, I don't rock with them either. But, I don't respect this acquittal of that manslaughter, because it should have been a higher charge than even manslaughter, and they acquitted that. So this all goes back into systematic racism, white supremacy, and double standards in the so-called justice system between white people and black people. Because if that was a black brother choking out a white man like that to the point of his demise, you could bet he would have got the chair, or he would have got, he would have got the needle. He wouldn't have been here, or we got life in prison. Either way, he would have been unalive. This brother, either due to, being in jail for life or getting that needle. You know what I mean? Because we can't do certain things that people from the dominant white society could do in all actuality. This is why I say, if you ask me, the whole system got to be destroyed and rebuilt. The system needs a dush. How, forgive my French family, but such as a woman, when it's that time of the month, she does that dush and releases all the bad stuff. That's what needs to happen to this system. The whole system needs gutted out, destroyed, and rebuilt, because you really can't, in all actuality, I'm starting to think you really can affect true change to a system that was based on racism, white supremacy to begin with. That whole system must collapse, and a new one got to be rebuilt, because in all actuality, I knew this damn degenerate Daniel Penny was going to get acquitted. And I got the audio and the video of, certain things I want to talk about pertaining to cowardice, white supremacist Daniel Penny. He ain't and white supremacists was trying to justify his actions too, to prop him up to be some sort of damn hero, saying that he was a war veteran, this, that, or the other. He ain't looked at as no damn hero to me. He's looked at as a cowardice, white supremacist degenerate to me, and that's all he'll be in my book, nothing more, nothing less, and he shouldn't be propped up. And the fact that he had non-white jurors, that added to why he got off too, because his whole damn jury was white. So of course they're going to co-sign their brethren. But let me pull this up. This is a brother talking, I guess up there in New York about, what was going on and how this whole thing was based off of white supremacy, that no justice was served. Because in all actuality, justice wasn't served. And 9 times out of 10, when it comes to foundational Black Americans getting our justice is never served, if you ask me. Here go this brother talking about him, what went on, the injustice.
You could put 9 white people in a room that would find Daniel. No way.
And everything this brother's about to say, I stand in agreement with it because he's speaking truth to power, if you ask me. But fair use.
You could put 9 white people in a room that would find Daniel Penny guilty. They picked a white supremacist jury specialist to target.
Because 9 times out of 10, if it's an all-white jury, they view Daniel Penny as their brother, their father. You know, that's a part of their community. That's their brethren. They ain't going to convict, you know, so they knew good and well what had happened by putting an all-white jury. But let's continue.
The racists in that jury. The prosecution pointed out the fact that defense was eliminating people based on race. Let me take it back because I don't want to scare y'all. Logically thinking, if you pick a white supremacist jury specialist and you pack the jury with white people, obviously you think race has a significant role in this case. And obviously you are looking for that one white supremacist holdout.
Race had everything to do about this case, because if me as a Black man, if I choke out a white man like that, I'm gonna do life in prison, or either they giving me the death penalty. And you know, that's my only 2 options. I damn sure ain't getting, you know, no damn slap on the wrist like Daniel Penny. They looked after and coddled and pampered Daniel Penny this whole trial, if you ask me. And you know, with our brother Jordan Neely, they tried to demonize him, make him look like a criminal. They started bringing up his criminal record, you know, and when somebody from the dominant white society, they committed, you know, if they do a crime, on the flip side of that coin, if they do a crime, you know, they don't bring up all of this on them. You know, they try to make them, you know, to have mental health issues. You know, they was a model citizen. And when somebody Black does something, they looked at, you know, just that rotten seed. And our brother Jordan Neely, you know, it wasn't brought out, you know, to the forefront like it should have been, that he had autism. You know, he was on the autism spectrum. So that should have been an element of this case. And the fact that, you know, I think he lost his mom or something like that, or one of his parents. So that more so added to the mental health issues he was having, and homelessness, being hungry, you know, a lot of different elements, you know, were at play with our brother Jordan Neely. And he wouldn't have harmed a fly. He was just, you know, lashing out because he didn't know in all actuality what to do. You know, he was hungry, he was starving, he was cold, you know, and he didn't deserve that, if you ask me. And I couldn't have sat around and sat on my hands and recorded and watched it being there. I'd have had to get proactive, knowing me. But let's continue.
That one holdout might have been more, but there was definitely one person in there that said, I'm not going to convict this white kid for killing that poor little mentally ill Negro piece of trash.
That's what it was.
Forgive my language, but I'm proving.
And that poor little white kid, the white supremacists view that poor little white kid as their son or somebody that's in their family. So they ain't going to convict, because in all actuality, Daniel Penny is their brethren.
The point. This is how they think. The defendant himself called Jordan a dirty crackhead. And the police let him go. The police found inconsistencies in his story and allowed Daniel Penny to walk free.
Daniel Penny should have got first degree instead of, you know, even manslaughter. That was less than me. And, you know, the fact that they threw that out is very telling. You know, that damn white supremacist degenerate should have got the book thrown at him, if you ask me.
When does that happen for Black people?
Never.
Am I not making my point clear enough? Racism has its tentacles all over this case. Racism has its evil tentacles all over its case.
Racism, white supremacy got its tentacles in the whole world, but especially the justice system, because it's for damn sure. One thing for sure, 2 things for certain is damn sure double standards in that so-called justice system between white people and Black people, because white people get a slap on the wrist and Black people get thrown to the wolves. They get thrown under the jail for one little minute offense.
And all around the minds of white America Are all white people bad? No. The prosecution did a phenomenal job. The judge is trying his hardest to bring justice to Jordan Neely's name. But racism is still alive and kicking in America. There's no other way to view this. Everyone has looked at the case. And those among you who say that Daniel Penny is innocent have racism and bias in your heart.
Only people saying Daniel Penny is innocent, family, is white supremacists, you know, because in white supremacist society, when you kill, hurt, and harm an innocent black person, that's a real sweet spot. They look at that as a good thing, and they give each other pats on the back for that. But let's continue.
If you look at the facts of this case, then you understand that Daniel Penny is guilty. But today, white supremacy got another victory.
Yeah, this is for damn sure a win on white supremacy. They base everything. It was told to me that white supremacists, and I believe this statement, white supremacists base everything off a win system and also how down bad foundational black Americans is doing. The foundational black Americans is down bad when they look at, you know, us as a collective, even if they think we down bad, you know, they view that they're doing good. You know, we're the judging status for these damn degenerates. And this is damn sure a win for white supremacy. You know what I mean?
They, the KKK, the Klansmen, the evil in America, got another victory. They got that top charge dismissed. America shall continue.
So if the top charge is dismissed, everything else, it ain't going to hold no weight. This guy, in all actuality, is getting pampered and coddled. He's getting a slap on the wrist. And I say, you know, we as the foundational black American community, we should be giving pushback and resistance to this. You know, whatever it look like, we got to set a precedence, and you know, let it be known that this ain't gonna go unchecked. You know, this ain't right. You know, this ain't protocol, and we ain't accepting this. You know what I mean? Because if we keep on accepting things as a black community, this gives the white supremacists, you know, justification that they can go on ahead and do whatever they want. You know, which they can't. You know, and I don't like how this is going down. I think brothers and sisters should be giving pushback and resistance to this, especially up there in NYC.
America, and shall continue to place second-class status on black people. And black people don't get your hopes up. I'm gonna spare you the shock. Even if convicted of the top charge, he wasn't getting more than 4 years. We don't get justice.
That's what I was saying. The top charge only held 4 years. That manslaughter charge, that was bullshit. You know, he should have got first degree. If you ask me, he choked our brother out, family. I seen the footage, you know, and he meant to do that. And our brother didn't deserve that. You know, he had collaborators. They should be charged up. Them tethers that was holding him down as well. All of them individuals should be charged. And Daniel Penny should have had first degree. You know, damn him going to war. He's not no damn war hero, how people want to project him to be. People that's putting him out there to be some sort of hero, this, that, and the other, they damn white supremacists. Daniel Penny is a coward, a degenerate, and he's a sorry excuse for a man. If you ask me, he ain't no man.
They might throw us a crumb here and there, but we don't get justice in these buildings. And I dare you to show me a study or some case law.
We don't get justice. This is why I always say, you know, I'm starting to think that the whole system got to be destroyed and rebuilt, because you can't affect real true change to a system. The whole damn system, the justice system, was based off of racism, white supremacy, you know, and suppressing and neglecting and, you know, putting black Americans to be downtrodden. You know, something got to be done. You know, that whole system needs destroyed and rebuilt, and a new one that's based off of justice and balance needs to be brought forward.
Prove that. To disprove that. No way you could.
Okay, I got another video I want to talk to about our brother Jordan Neely. Our brother still didn't get no damn justice. May he rest in peace, though. But what I think though too is a lot of black folks ain't gonna sit this one out. You know, this might cause mass turnups throughout America. You know, that's certainly something that, you know, is on the table, because black folks, we tired of just getting, you know, things done to us, and these damn white supremacist degenerates get a slap on the wrist. So in all actuality, black folks might, hit the streets and start turning up, and I don't blame folks if they do hit the streets and start turning up, because I'm not speaking bad upon that, because what do they expect to happen if, our people are just marginalized, suppressed, and then, our people are unjustly killed off, and then when the so-called justice system comes to punishing its own, the damn white supremacists, they give them a slap on the wrist. So what do you expect to happen? Us just continually going along to get along? No, damn that. Here we go. Fair use, fair use. Turn it down so this commercial could play. Yeah, but I see black folks turn it up based off of this.
Today in the trial of Daniel Penny. He's the Marine veteran charged in the subway chokehold death of Jordan
See,
Neely.
they still, the Marine veteran, just them saying that, they want to put it out there that he served his country. So you, in your mind, you could formulate that this was a good man, that he was served his country. This is some kind of honorable man. He did a good deed, and he ain't no damn hero. Damn him being a veteran, this, that, or the other, all that goes out the window. He ain't nothing more than a racist, white supremacist murderer, and he harmed and, unalived mentally disabled black man. I don't respect it, and this guy ain't nothing to be looked at as a hero or anything. And, the news media slips this little stuff out there, to change the minds of people, you know what I mean? So you'll view him through a different lens as being some sort of hero. Let me rewind that. That's crazy. That's ridiculous.
There were big developments today in the trial of Daniel Penny. He's the Marine veteran charged in the subway chokehold death of Jordan Neely. Prosecutors agreed to drop the top manslaughter charge against Penny after the jury said it was deadlocked.
If the top manslaughter charge only holds a few years, anything coming after that, that's a slap on the wrist in all actuality. So this man just got away with murder, literally.
More now from CBS's Alice Gaynor.
A deadlocked jury triggering a surprise twist in the trial of Daniel Penny. To avoid a mistrial, prosecutors dropped the main charge of manslaughter in the second degree in the chokehold death of Jordan Neely on a New York City subway train last year.
Of course they would drop it, because in the system of racism, white supremacy, harming innocent, unarmed black people, that's looked at as a good thing.
He struggled with homelessness, drug addiction, and mental health issues. CBS News legal contributor Caroline Polisi.
What the declaration of a mistrial on the top count, and actually the dismissal of that top count, tells you is not only can the jurors not come to a unanimous decision on guilt, but they can't come to a unanimous decision with respect to an acquittal.
With the more severe charge off the table, jurors...
Let's just boil it down to the jurors were in favor of protecting their white supremacist brethren. They viewed him as their brother, their father, their grandfather, and, in hopes of not seeing him spend any amount of time in prison, they let him off. They gave him a slap on the wrist. They said pat on the back.
Must now consider the second count of criminally negligent homicide, a lesser charge which carries a maximum of 4 years in prison.
A maximum of 4 years? That's a vacation, you know what I mean? Crazy. For the murder of a brother, man. This stuff really boils my blood, how these white supremacist damn degenerates just, harm our people and, get a slap on the wrist and get out of jail free card for doing so.
Prosecutors maintain Penny was justified in using some physical force to subdue Neely.
They said he was justified in using some force. He wasn't justified at all. That damn white supremacist wasn't justified in using any force on our brother, because our brother came in there shouting because he was hungry and cold. How does shouting because you're hungry and cold equivalent in a white supremacist mind to let me go choke out this guy, let me go unalive this guy. He ain't justified in harming of our brother. Miss me with that.
Subway passengers say entered the train acting erratically, shouting threats.
Shouting threats that's just shouting, Jordan Neely wouldn't harm a fly. He was just venting, he was hungry, he was cold, so miss me with that.
But argued Penny used excessive force, placing him in a chokehold for nearly 6 minutes. In a voluntary Station House interview, Penny claimed that he was not applying pressure.
Not applying pressure, my ass. He choked that man, and you could see when white people get angry or they exhort, I think that's the word I'm looking for. When they exude force, they turn red. And if you look at this cowardice white supremacist Daniel Penny, when he was choking out our brother Jordan Neely, he was all red in the face, claiming that he didn't exhort no force. Didn't exhort no force my ass. And let's continue.
After Neely's death was ruled a homicide, the case sparked mass demonstrations in New York, accusing Penny of vigilantism. But others have contributed to Penny's legal.
Okay, so people is starting to turn up there in New York. Yeah, people need to, truth be told, to turn up to send a statement, especially as foundational Black Americans, that you just ain't going to be harming our people, and thinking that you're going to get away. If the justice system, don't punish, there's something called street justice, and we ain't just going to be sitting around letting our people go get unalived, and there don't be no consequences or repercussions behind that, because this ain't justice at all, if you ask me. And I think we need to give pushback and resistance to this. I don't want to talk too much on this internet.
But others have contributed to Penny's legal defense fund.
Yeah. Daniel Penny had a GoFundMe of thousands and thousands of dollars, family. I think it was like $50,000 or more. That's because a lot of white supremacists, they support this behavior. They co-sign and endorse it. They don't want to see their brother spend out a day behind bars, and it's just a sad situation for our brother Jordan Neely that he ain't even received justice, for his unjust treatment. You know what I mean? And instead of the news media putting it out as our brother Jordan Neely was the victim, they more so tried to, demonize him and make him look like a criminal. They ain't even address his autism spectrum or things like that, So this is just sad that our brother ain't receiving justice, and things like this can't continue to, go on, especially not with our people. We got to send a statement out there that this won't be tolerated. We ain't condoning this or co-signing it or endorsing it, but I just wanted to tap in with the family, just decided to go live real quick. I didn't want to be on here too long. And, I want to say I'm about to get out of here, truth be told, soon. And I just want to, tell the family to have a good weekend, and be aware, because to be aware is to be alive, take care of yourself, and, be on guard, because white supremacists, they're, the white supremacist activity is running rampant. If you ask me, I see endless amounts of videos over here on the internet, and I ain't trying to fear monger or nothing, but Trump is coming into office, and there's certainly a base of white people that galvanize around Trump and view Trump as the second coming of Christ, as he's going to save all white people, and they get emboldened because of this, family. So, we got to be mindful of that aspect too, because he galvanizes a lot of white support, and he even galvanizes white supremacist support. They look at him as God, so it's certainly a lot of white supremacist activity on the uprise, and, just be mindful, but white supremacist activity goes under, Democrats and Republicans. I just say that it's a little bit, more so out there in the forefront under Trump, because white people feel powerful. They feel emboldened. But yeah, just be mindful and be aware, my people. I'm getting ready to hop up off of here. Thanks to everybody who tapped in. And if you're tapped in and ain't subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, share, a comment, and I do videos daily. So tap in with me, and, just stay safe out there, family. Peace.